Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Action Theater Presents. Today's feature Sin City from 2005, starring Bruce Willis, directed by Frank Miller himself and Robert Rodriguez, also starring Jessica Alba, Devon Avaki, Alexis Bedell, Powers Booth, Rosario Dawson, Valencia del Toro. I like that guy. And the great Michael Clark Duncan, Carla Guggenheim, Josh Hartnett, Rutger Hauer's also in this. Oh yeah, I forgot that he was in this. This is an all-star cast. Jamie King, Michael Madison, Brittany Murphy, who's sadly no longer, Clive Owen, you know that guy, Mickey Rourke, Nick Stahl, Bruce Willis, Elijah Wood, Mary Shellen, and Mario Borello. Yeah. Why don't you read us a synopsis, Deleted Scenes?
All right. The synopsis is as follows. Bruce Willis stars as a cop with a bum ticker and a vow to protect a sexy stripper. Mickey Rourke is an outcast misanthrope on a mission to avenge the death of his one true love. And Clive Owen is Dwight, clandestine love of Shelley, who spends his night defending Gail and her old town girls from a tough guy with a penchant for violence. This is based on the 7-volume Sin City graphic novel series by Frank Miller, who also has a cameo in the film. We'll point him out when we get to him. And it's pretty much a kind of a motion comic in a way. You know, it's a very sticks very close to the source material. Do want to remind everybody, of course, that due to YouTube's guidelines in regards to copyright, we will not be able to air the movie live. However, you can, if you're with us at present, you can follow along with us on Cosme. You can later on sync up with your own copy, should you have one, and which we do highly recommend, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And the film is currently available on Fandango at home. As well as, I'm sure, a number of other places. So, if you are watching this later on, once we start the film, I will put up the commentary only banner. That will be your signal to start the film, and you will be synced in along with us.
The screening room's pinned at the top, and it's highlighted right here, right now, on screen for you. So head on over there, and we'll start this feature film. All right, I'm going to give a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, go.
Mention Films, Troublemaker Studios, and we actually start out with a a short that's called The Customer is Always Right. Stars Josh and Marley Shelton.
At least she's the same gal who popped out of the cake in the Steven Seagal movie.
No.
No, looks the
Nope.
same. Very similar to that other Chris. Hail to FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. Yeah, he really loved her.
Well, he does, but he has
Yeah.
a rule, which is the customer is always right. And she put a hit on herself. So there you go. Morning.
Of course you catch the check. Who wouldn't want to catch the check in the morning? No Axel Rose. Why is there Axel Rose in there? Axel Rose has got nothing to do with this.
Of course, these are the images straight out of the graphic novel.
It really does have a really big all-star cast in this within this film.
The most violent credit ever.
Yeah. Oh God, the Weinsteins.
Yes, the Weinsteins.
Yeah.
Special guest
Special
director.
Quentin Tarantino. Wonder what segment did he? I'm sure you'll tell us in the scrolls later.
When we get to that. And here to jump ahead to the beginning of a story called "The Big Fat Kill." Wait a minute, was that the name of it? I don't remember. Anyway, this movie is basically 3 short stories.
Yeah.
It's three of the graphic novels all into the film, with a couple of bits in between. They're kind of jumping ahead to what will be the final story, which is the Hardigan uh, story with Bruce Willis. Okay, this is the Yellow Bastard storyline. Sorry, that backwards.
Howdy to Connie Clary, strong supporter of Deleted Scenes channel, and yours truly, the first woman of YouTube. Watch out for that second channel of hers, Fluff Chick Productions. And the lovely, lovely Lady Miss, always great to see you.
Counting sheep with us, of course. YouTube Police, aka Belt Loop. Good to see you, sir. Snortipupus Cuber. Right, so, didn't they?
Uh, it's a Star Trek lady. Oh, yeah. Yeah, dirty, rotten, backstabber, gun shooter.
Trade.
There we
And
open up to Marv's story.
which is the hard goodbye.
Yeah, there you go, squaring it.
No, nothing.
The YouTube Police 29 and Acres of Movies.
He said the thing.
He'll take your face off.
It's a good thing Marv is crazy.
No, you don't. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have much to say if you're dragging around the asphalt.
And of course, here's Frank Miller and his cameo.
Oh,
That
that
didn't
never
hurt.
feels good.
That,
Oh,
that didn't hurt either.
come around for seconds. Blondie, what are you hitting?
He's got it great with you.
It's blind Charlie Brown. Frodo, I don't need change. That's a femur bone. You should cut your nails, bro. Uh-oh, sledgehammer time. Somebody's taking trophies. Wipe that face off your grin. Oh, I mean, Batman.
Funk.
Would people stop quit hitting me in the back of my head, damn it?
Ah, damn it, Lucille.
I didn't say kill me. Damn it. Damn it, woman. Kristen.
Oh.
Get him, Mark. He's going for your jacket. Ah, the late, great Rutger Hauer. No, but you're a hero maniac. I mean, you're the right person for the job. Would you stop shooting me for crying out loud? Poor Marv, he gets no respect. Ooh, Rosario, Rosario.
Hmm. Yeah. He doesn't. Okay. Wait a minute. This isn't the Gilmore Girls, is
Yeah.
it?
No.
Okay, because I had that show all wrong.
I
Mhm.
like Mark's thinking. This is some deep, dark, seedy stuff that I might cock shot think of. And my mitts. Kill him really good.
Hello to Big Al Presents
Hey, Big Al.
and Darth Astor.
Holy North Rapture. Oh.
Leaves Middle Earth, becomes the Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey, did he just say a while ago he didn't never hit girls?
Well, he's kind of saving her from herself right now.
Yeah. Just look at Kevin with that grin on his face.
Hmm.
Come here, I'll bite your legs off. I'll bite you. You got no arms and you got no legs. Get back here. I'll bite your lips off. I'll bite your face off. Well, he did what said, promised to do. He killed him really good. Current timestamp is 40 minutes and 43 seconds.
And
Yeah, what's left of him?
he has worked his way up to Cardinal Rourke, of course, Rutger Hauer.
He just said the wrong thing.
Mm.
It's just a flesh wound. Damn. Damn, you got beat the hell up. Get along.
Mm.
Nobody mess with my mother.
Just be weird. Can do pansies.
Is that the best you can do?
This.
the late great Brittany Murphy. So many stars from this are no longer with us. It's sad.
Yeah. Julie's new boyfriend, and I'm out of my mind.
Never mind. Huh?
Mistake. You didn't flush.
No, you don't need that flusher yet.
Yeah. Mm. Now the backstory, his old face, let's say. Well, we get to see that in the sequel, which is called A Dame to Kill For. And if you guys would like to see that movie next week, there's a poll up on the channel. So it is up to you. Would you like to see the sequel next week?
Hey, he's got a car that matches his shoes. Red convertible, red shoes. Hello, ladies.
Say hello in the chat to Lieutenant Giratina and Ziza Nabawi. It's a new name. Hope you're enjoying the show.
He had it by his own hand.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, from what I understand, that was his idea. What if I just chew my fingers off the gun? You know?
Uh,
Mm. There's a Chinese peace symbol in your butt.
That's not Chinese. That's a German symbol.
Well, the Germans turned it the other way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's no good. It's called fucking around and finding out.
it makes the Pez dispenser on it.
Pez dispenser.
Jack Rafferty. Now, for those of you who are wondering, which scene did Tarantino direct? It's this one. Liquid. Funny movie. No. Pushed. What you say? Look.
Our timestamp is 1 hour, 11 minutes, 32 seconds. Thank you, officer. Awfully kind of you. Not tonight. Hey, I know that guy. He was a Braveheart. Sons of Anarchy.
Hmm. It's killing a lot of people. Yes.
Should have got a Glock then. No, he prefers blowing shit up.
Yeah.
Can't blame him. He's like most guys. I mean most kind of guys like me. I like to blow shit up. Blowing shit up is good, clean fun.
Remakes. They've given Irishman a reason for revenge. He feels it. Clark Middleton and Nikki Cat. And damn, Rosario Dawson is the only person in this room who is still with us. That is depressing to think about. Well, Gilmore Girls is still with us, but yeah.
Yeah, and Jessica Alba.
Yeah. Ugh. Wow. Hey, look at that. Brian. Welcome to Thermopylae, assholes.
They had the high ground. There's the third story in
Mhm.
the film, going back.
Back to the yellow bastard.
The late Powers Booth
Mhm.
has had a lot of great roles over the years. Great character actor. Bruce Willis is still with us. He just can't talk or know where the heck he's at. Can't be himself anymore. The hell you say? You don't get what's coming to you, you crooked politician, you.
Yeah, this guy's been in a ton of stuff too.
Somebody's about to pay him a visit. I like this final act. Ah, Mr. Yellow. It's John Connor turned yellow. How are you still around? Traitor. No, 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 that's not Nancy. That's Jessica. Hello, Jessica. Who didn't like Jessica back then? Am I right or am I right? JPRPH1. Yeah, you're a man of, I think you're going to agree. Ah, you look at that.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold that thought.
Them yellow bastard.
Hope you brought an airbag. The guy's so evil, he's literally rotting. Yeah, I'm older than you by about 50 years.
Good night, Irene. You should have smelt. You should have smelt him coming.
Yeah. Even now, like I'm calling my dad, Correct. Yeah. What's wrong with you, Meanwhile,
You're two guys who won't shut the heck up. As he speeds away in
The farm again. Come on.
Kevin's back. Kevin's still here. He hears a cow.
Yeah.
Both of them. Now that's the way you tenderize meat.
Hey, but this is all going on, and Kevin is there. He hears all of this, and he didn't do shit.
No, Kevin didn't do shit. He was just watching.
He wanted Junior gone. I'm convinced of that.
He's just a yellow puddle.
Yeah. Trade. And now for the scene that is not in the comic. Mr. Lady Killer, fancy seeing you here, sir. Let's see. Don't find anything.
How'd you know my name? Ah, you better be scared.
Yeah, she's gone.
She kind of had it coming. We shall hear from the scrolls.
All right. Sin City was released in theaters April 1st, 2005. 21 years ago yesterday. Estimated budget 40 million, going on to gross over 158 million worldwide. Let's see. Pre-production. Film went into pre-production March 4th, 2004. With filming beginning between March 24th and 29th, 2004. Post-production December 22nd, 2024. Filmed on location, Stage 3, Austin Studios, 1901 East 51st Street, Austin, Texas. On to the trivia. Adrian Brody auditioned for the role of Jackie Boy, based on the graphic novels The Hard Goodbye, The Big Fat Kill, and That Yellow Bastard by Frank Miller. The opening footage with Josh Hartnett and Marley Shelton was from the Sin City short story The Customer's Always Right from the Babe Wore Red collection. However, the epilogue featuring Hartnett and Alexis Bledel was an original scene written specifically for the movie. Directors Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller planned each shot in the movie by using the panels from the original book as a storyboard. The cover of the Sin City book, Booze, Broads, and Bullets, can be seen periodically throughout the movie. Its most notable appearance is on the cover of the matchbook that Hardigan picks up to locate Nancy. It's also seen in the background of the strip club in the next scene as Hardigan first enters to the right poster. With the exception of The Customer is Always Right, at some point during each segment, the narrator says the name of the story as part of the dialogue. The Wilhelm scream when Marv throws a police officer out of the stolen cop car. Nancy and Wendy drive cars with the license plates LEV 311. Frank Miller often puts this in various stories for the favorite girl character in that story. The numbers nod to his wife and frequent collaborator, Lynn Varley, whose birthday is March 11th. As each sequence of this movie was shot separately, new cast members were added and incorporated into the stories throughout the production. In many cases, separate footage was composited in post-production to look as if it were all shot in the same day. For example, Marv takes Wendy to Nancy's house. Jessica Alba had not been cast yet when Morgan King shot the scene. Her footage was added in later. The same is true of the scenes between Marv and Cardinal Rourke and Kevin, as Howard and Wood were cast after Rourke had shot his scenes. The scene in which Marv climbs out of the manhole and staggers up against the wall was acted in reverse, then shown forwards to give an otherworldly appearance to Marv. The swords used by Miho in this movie are the same ones used by some of the Crazy 88 in Kill Bill Volume 1. That movie's director, Quentin Tarantino, had been keeping them in the back of his garage. Guest director Tarantino directed the scene involving Dwight and Jackie Boy in the front of the car before Dwight is pulled over by a police officer. Marley Shelton appeared in Pleasantville, which, much like this movie, employed the visual technique of showing everything in black and white, with only the occasional person, object, or scene shown in color. Originally, Robert Rodriguez didn't plan for Benicio del Toro to wear makeup, but del Toro insisted on it. Tarantino later commended the makeup as being so good that people practically forget that it's not what Benicio looks like. Robert Rodriguez originally envisioned Johnny Depp in the role of Jackie Boy, but due to prior commitments, Depp could not play the part. While at the Academy Awards, Rodriguez saw Benicio del Toro with long hair, Wolfman hair, as he describes it. Coincidentally, del Toro played the title character of the Wolfman and said that he was looking at Jackie Boy. He told del Toro not to cut his hair and mailed him the comic and copy of the short. The Customer's Always Right. Del Toro immediately signed on. One of the guns used by Hardigan is a Beretta M93R, gun modified then used in the RoboCop film franchise. Frank Miller co-wrote the screenplays for RoboCop 2 and 3. Director Rodriguez added the music Jessica Alba danced to later during shooting. She was listening to different music. Alba went to strip clubs as part of her research for her character. However, she says it didn't help because all the professional strippers were doing was trying to get tips. Christopher Walken, Willem Dafoe, Steve Buscemi, and Michael Douglas were originally offered roles. Douglas was offered the role of Hardigan. Buscemi was offered the part of Rourke Jr. when he became the Yellow Bastard, and Dafoe and Walken were each offered the role of Senator Rourke. The signature white blood proved hard to achieve on screen. Regular movie blood couldn't provide the stark look. The crew had to use fluorescent red liquid and bathe it in black light. In post-production, the liquid was turned white. One of the hookers in Old Town is dressed like Wonder Woman. See a scene from the back wearing a set of star-spangled hot pants with a golden lasso at her side. She also appeared in the original comic in a nearly identical shot when Marv is asking about Goldie just before Wendy takes him down. Rodriguez has said that he does not consider this movie to be an adaptation so much as a translation. This is why there is no screenwriter in the credits. The only mention of writing is Frank Miller as the creator of the graphic novels. Robert Rodriguez scored Kill Bill Volume 2 for $1. Quentin Tarantino said he would repay him by directing a segment of this movie for $1. Tarantino, a vocal proponent of film over digital, has said he was curious to get hands-on experience with a high-definition camera, which Rodriguez launched. When asked about his experience, Tarantino merely replied, "Mission accomplished."
Mm-hmm.
This was one of several movies around the world to be shot on a completely digital backlot, with all of the acting shot in front of a green screen and the backgrounds added during post-production. While other movies, such as Immortal, which is one that I think we should do sometime soon, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow and Cash Aaron, were two of which were shot on film, were shot first. This movie's use of high-definition digital cameras, like Sky Captain World of Tomorrow, in addition to the backlot method, makes this one of the world's first fully digital live-action movies. Leonardo DiCaprio was originally up for the role of Rourke Jr., but eventually declined the role, which went to Nick Stahl. Kate Bosworth was the first choice for the role of Gale. It had been different. Footage had been so coveted by fans before its release that when a 27-second behind-the-scenes clip appeared on Entertainment Tonight on May 19, 2004, it was quickly, though not officially by the show, placed on the internet and downloaded over 1 million times. The raw footage featured only quick shots of Bruce Willis and a scantily clad Jessica Alba performing in front of a green screen. Yeah, well, there's your 1 million downloads there, guys. Although several of the actors already look similar to their characters, some of them underwent makeup and prosthetics to more strongly resemble their Frank Miller drawn likenesses, including Bruce Willis, Mickey Rourke, Benicio del Toro, and Nick Stahl. Cameo: Frank Miller, the co-director and creator of the original comic series, has a cameo as a priest. This would not be considered a cameo. Those are only for uncredited actors, and in the credits, Frank Miller is listed as the priest. When Jackie Boy and his troops enter Shelley's apartment, one of them is wearing a t-shirt with a peace sign invented with a star and flag. This symbol also appears as one of Becky's earrings. This is the symbol of PAX, a paramilitary peace force from Frank Miller's Martha Washington series of graphic novels, beginning with Gimme Liberty. In the graphic novel, the Yellow Bastard's car is an Atlantic 57C Bugatti. However, it was changed to a 1936 Cadillac limousine for this movie because it would have cost over $230,000 to use the Bugatti for 4 days of shooting. Also, the Yellow Bastard's license plate is TYB069, the first half of the initials for the story, The Yellow Bastard. Robert Rodriguez originally asked Hans Zimmer to score the music, but Zimmer couldn't accept it as he was in England at the time preparing Batman Begins. Zimmer recommended two of his friends, John Debney and Graham Revell. The text of the newspaper shown during The Hard Goodbye was a written transcript of the opening scene of The Hard Goodbye. The author of the article is F. Miller, Frank Miller. The date on the newspaper appears to be either 1993 or 99, indicating that's when the story takes place. Although the majority of the movie was shot against green screen, there were 4 practical sets created: Katie's bar, Shelley's apartment, Hardigan's prison cell, and the hospital in the epilogue. Jessica Simpson auditioned for the role of Nancy. Brittany Murphy filmed all of her scenes in one day. Anthony Michael Hall was considered for the role of Dwight. The shape of Elijah Wood's chin was changed subtly in post-production to give him a more unsettling appearance. According to Robert Rodriguez's commentary, the scourging sequence between the Yellow Bastard and Nancy was originally shot faithful to the comic book, considerably longer and more graphic than what appears in the final cut or the extended edition. Rodriguez stated that the torture segment was crossing the bounds of bad taste even for Sin City. An obscene pun can be seen on a matchbook found by Hardigan. Liquor in the front, poker in the rear. Okay. It's an R-rated film, guys. Come on. The strategy used by Dwight to reclaim Old Town by lowering the gangsters into a narrow alleyway is based on the strategy used by the Spartan king Leonidas to trap the Persian army in the Battle of Thermopylae. 300 was based on a book by Frank Miller about this battle. In addition, the line spoken in Dwight's eternal monologue, "No escape, no surrender, no mercy," was spoken by the narrator in 300. The cool detective to whom Nancy refers when she said she would sign her letters as Cordelia is Cordelia Gray from the novels of P.D. James. Clive Owen starred in the P.D. James written movie Children of Men. Robert Rodriguez, who credits Frank Miller's visual style in the comic as being as relevant as his own in this movie, insisted that Miller received a co-director credit with him. The Directors Guild of America would not allow it. As a result, Rodriguez resigned from the DGA, saying, "It's easier for me to quietly resign before shooting because otherwise I'd be forced to make more compromises than I was unwilling to make or set a precedent that might hurt the guild later on." Unfortunately, by resigning from DGA, Rodriguez also was forced to relinquish his director's sheet on John Carter of Mars, at the time referred to as The Princess Mars, after the book on which it was based, for Paramount Pictures. Rodriguez had already signed on and been announced as director of that movie when the DGA situation took place, and had been planning to begin shooting after wrapping this movie. The opening credits were made with some of Robert Rodriguez's choices for the characters before any were cast. Director trademark: Chango beer. When Hardigan comes to Katie's bar, Shelley is carrying a bottle of Chango beer. This is the same fictional brand used in other Robert Rodriguez movies, including Desperado and From Dusk Till Dawn. This movie and many of its effects and scoring were all done in Robert Rodriguez's studio, which is immediately across the street from his house, because he refuses to work anywhere else and shuns other Hollywood traditions. Originally, this movie was going to include the story featured in the Sin series, maxi series Hell and Back, with Johnny Depp in the lead role as Wallace. Hold on. This was scrapped before production began, but will most likely be filmed for a sequel, as Robert Rodriguez plans to film all of Frank Miller's stories at some point. However, the box office failure of Sin City: A Dame to Kill For put those plans on indefinite hold. Michael Madsen was briefly considered for the role of Marv before Mickey Rourke was cast. He was eventually cast as Bob. According to an interview with Latino Review, Michael Madsen landed the role of Bob by approaching Robert Rodriguez at the Kill Bill rap party and simply asked why he hadn't been cast in this movie. Rodriguez obliged, giving Madsen the only part that hadn't been cast yet. Because of the way the movie was shot, Mickey Rourke and Elijah Wood had never met until the film was released. On the night when between filming days, Robert Rodriguez put on a rock concert at a local nightclub. His band was the opening act, and the headliner was Bruce Willis and his band, the Accelerators. The concert was attended by this movie's cast and crew, as well as the cast and crew of A Scanner Darkly, which was filming nearby at the same time. All profits for the show were donated to charity. I've actually recently seen A Scanner Darkly. If you have not seen it, check it out. It's dark as hell, but it's really good. It's based on Philip K. Dick's story, the guy who wrote Blade Runner. The razor wire handling gloves are actually a brand of lacrosse gloves called Gladiators made by STX. In a Sin City comic book, Marv is a 7-foot giant, while Cardinal Rourke is a dwarf. In this movie, Marv is about 2 inches shorter at 5'11" than Cardinal Rourke. Rutger Hauer is 6 foot 1 inch. Uma Thurman, Sarah Jessica Parker, Ashley Judd, Carrie Ann Moss, and Naomi Watts were all considered to play Lucille before Carla Gugino was cast. The Customer Is Always Right sequence at the beginning of the movie was actually filmed before Frank Miller had completely agreed to let Robert Rodriguez make the movie. Josh Hartnett and Marley Shelton came in and filmed their scenes in one day in front of a green screen in order to show Miller it could be done in a way that complemented the graphic novels. Although the action happens in the fictional Basin City, a replica of New York City's Chrysler Building can be seen in the background when Marv is running by the rooftops. At one point, Hartigan resisted Nancy's advances, saying, "I'm old enough to be your grandfather," while Hartigan, age 68, is old enough to be the grandfather of Nancy, age 19. In real life, Bruce Willis and Jessica Alba are only 26 years apart in age. In one scene, Gale refers to Dwight as Lancelot, a knight of the Round Table of King Arthur. Owen played the lead role in King Arthur. And Bill, if you can find the uncut version of King Arthur, we got to do that. We got to do that movie. We got to do it. Bruce Willis and Michael Clark Duncan appeared in Armageddon, Breakfast of Champions, and The Whole Nine Yards. Willis and Elijah Wood appeared in North. Willis and Josh Hartnett appeared in Lucky number 11.
Yeah.
Devin Aoki and Jessica Alba appeared with Paul Walker in different movies, Too Fast, Too Furious, and Into the Blue, respectively. When Marv visits Lucille's apartment for his medicine, he says, "This isn't some creep with a gas can trying to torch some wino." This is a reference to the Sin City story, Just Another Saturday Night, in which Marv wreaks havoc on a group of preppy kids who are burning winos alive. Rosario Dawson and Nick Stahl, previously directed by Larry Clark in Kids and Bully, respectively. Matt Dillon was considered for the role of Hartigan. The song that was featured in Carla Gugino's earlier movie Snake Eyes was Sin City by Meredith Brooks. When Hartigan storms Yellow Bastard's farm towards the end of the movie, he is shot in the arm by one of the police officers guarding the farm. When the officers get to his body, they say to pulverize him and not take any chances, but Hartigan rolls over and kills them both first, commenting, "Good advice." This is similar to a scene from Die Hard, which starred Willis, in which John McClane is trapped under a table by a henchman shooting towards him and a henchman telling him not to allow anyone to live the next time he encounters a henchman, to which Willis kills the henchman while lying under the table and commenting, "Thanks for the advice." Rosario Dawson, Mickey Rourke, Bruce Willis, Jessica Alba, Jamie King, and Paris Booth are the only cast members who returned for Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Even though their characters never met, this is the first movie that featured Brittany Murphy and Elijah Wood together. The second was Happy Feet, in which they portrayed a couple, but their first collaboration was the TV series King of the Hill, where Murphy was a series regular while Wood and Michael Clark Duncan were guest stars. Benicio del Toro and Josh Hartnett have both portrayed werewolves, Del Toro in The Wolfman and Hartnett in Penny Dreadful. The cast includes one Oscar winner, Benicio del Toro, 3 Oscar nominees, Michael Clark Duncan, Clive Owen, and Mickey Rourke. Although Bruce Willis is left-handed, he played his character as right-handed, so the shots from the movie look even closer to the comic books where Hartigan is right-handed. Elijah Wood and Rutger Hauer appeared on Wilfred. The setting of the film's the fictional Basin City, a fictional city in the western United States. In the comics, it has a hot and arid climate. The Sin City comic book series by Frank Miller lasted from 1991 to 2000. Due to scheduling conflicts, Rutger Hauer and Mickey Rourke did not play the shared scene in person. Rourke filmed his part of the scene 8 months before Hauer filmed his part, performing his lines to Rourke's recorded voice. According to Rutger Hauer, the entire set in this scene was a green screen, with only physical items being the bed, the bedside table, and the book Hauer was reading at the time. When Dwight and Jackie Boy are driving to the tar pits, there's faint color in the background. The colors rotate in order one at a time: blue, yellow, red, and green over and over through the duration of the scene. The only exception is when the police car is behind them. then it's just rotating blue and red colors. Marv's 1911 45 ACP pistol is named Gladys. The scene where Dwight talks in his mind to the half-severed head of Jackie Boy in the car is reminiscent of the scene in Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia, while Warren Oates talks to the severed head in his car, sitting on the passenger seat next to him. The film was on the short list for the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, but was not nominated. The scene that Quentin Tarantino directed is the Drive to the Pits scene in which Dwight talks with a very dead Jackie Boy. When Tarantino insisted on a real car being built for the shooting, Robert Rodriguez told him it would be easier without one. After shooting a few takes with the real car, Tarantino realized his friend was right. Tarantino came up with the idea of Jackie Boy slit throat affecting his speech and Dwight speaking his internal monologue rather than dubbing it in later. It was Benicio del Toro's idea to have Jackie Boy pry the gun out of his own severed hand using his teeth. Body count 41, extended edition included. This does not include the deaths which occurred off screen but resulted in on-screen corpses. Rutger Hauer's head is crushed at the end of the Marv story, much like he crushed his creator's head with his hands at the end of Blade Runner. Incidentally, in Blade Runner, he called his victim Dr. Tyrell father before crushing his head. In this movie, he is a, quote, father, aka a priest. And that is it. The scrolls are closed.
The scrolls are closed. Okay. Let's check out the polls. How are we showing over on your end?
All right. Everyone who voted, all voted to, and I quote, to let the all or nothing days continue, aka yes, to watching the sequel film next week.
All right, and I got 67% on my end. Yep, 67%. Shall we call it? And we'll just go ahead with roll that Dame to kill for next week.
Yep.
Okay. So shall it be written? That's what we'll have. Come back next week. See the sequel from 2014. A Dame to Kill For. Come back on for Western Cinema Presents this Sunday with Little Big Man starring Dustin Hoffman. Kind of been wanting to do that one for a while. And next week, that's great. I forgot. We'll have to reschedule.
Oh.
I had reschedule. I had it planned. I'll just reschedule. We'll just reschedule it. We'll just reschedule it. No problem there. But we will do a Dame to Kill For next week, and then I was switching it up to the week after to Comedy Greats, where we're going to play the replacements with Keanu Reeves. That's what we'll do, and then come here Sunday for Western Cinema Presents Little Big Man. And that's what I have coming up. And what do you got going on, Deleted?
All right. Well, even though I don't have the link up yet, here in about 3 hours or so over on my channel, it will be Coming Attractions, where you will get to find out what I am going to be up to for the next week or so. So stay tuned.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Lady Mist, Connie Clary, Jamie Lee Simmons, JPRPH1, Acres of Movies, our friend and pal, Big Al Presents, Lord of the Underworld, Darth Astor, YouTube Police 29, Little Cantina 34, FKHC 2005, and of course, Snorta Poopus, our favorite polar bear.
Mm-hmm.
And counting sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all for coming. As I always like to say at the end of these, be excellent to one another, party on, and we cannot wait to see you at the next one.
All right. And I want to really quickly thank, once again, everybody in the chat, including anybody we might have missed along the way. We had over 70 people watching at one point. So thank you very much. We do appreciate it. Hope that you enjoyed the show. Hit the like. Share out the stream. Say hello in the comments. I do want to remind everybody once again, this was a commentary only program due to the guidelines of YouTube. This film is not yet public domain. We couldn't air it, but you can find it on physical media, where you can get the theatrical and extended versions. You can also find a movie available on Fandango at home and other streaming services. So that way you can sync up, and remember that you can sync up by when we start the commentary only banner on the bottom of the screen, and when it ends, well, the movie's done. So,
Yeah.
All right. So, as I always say at the end of every broadcast from HQ, at all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night, take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.